After the long wait, iOS 26 is finally here. It brings new features like the liquid glass design, smarter Apple Intelligence, and a load of new customization features, which we'll be focusing on today. Let's start with the home screen. You can now give your wallpaper a 3D effect, and the way you do that is by holding the lock screen, clicking Customize, then hitting the 3D effect button. Make sure you pick a wallpaper that has an obvious foreground and background because the 3D effect will look a lot better. For example, this Goku one works really well. You might also be wondering how I got my clock so big. You can now actually manually resize it to your liking, and it works pretty well. Obviously you can pick the color and stuff, but the problem is it only works on the first clock style. So all the other ones don't work, but I'm sure they'll be fixing that soon, so yeah. When you open the home screen, you'll be greeted by the new liquid glass design on the app icons, and you can switch between 4 different styles: default, dark, clear, and tinted. To be honest, I stick with the default icons on the larger side because it gets rid of the text and it just gives it a much cleaner look in my opinion. But the tinted icons are promising because you can match your wallpaper and your icons if you're into that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you could make some pretty sick wallpaper icon combos that just go crazy. Let's actually make one together so you guys can see how it's done in real time. First, find a wallpaper with some depth to it so the effect works well on the home screen. I usually just get my wallpapers on Pinterest, but you could use any app, whatever you like. I just usually find it easier to just find one on Pinterest, download it, and boom, you're good to go. Then apply your wallpaper and adjust the clock, widget, and the icon color to your liking, and then boom, you should be good to go. Now that we're done with the basics of customizing your phone, I actually found 2 really cool new iOS 26 features that I'm gonna put y'all on. The first new feature is actually when you take a screenshot in the Maps or your Notes app, there's actually an option to get rid of the UI, so it just looks a lot cleaner and the UI isn't getting in the way of whatever document or whatever map the person is trying to see. So honestly, that's pretty cool. The second feature is called Reduce Loud Sounds, and it basically reduces super loud sounds so your ears aren't getting clapped. And then also if it's a really quiet audio, it's gonna raise it so the range is decreased. And I was listening to some music with it and it sounds pretty good. If you guys are still watching to the end, I really appreciate y'all. Leave a like, sub, all that good stuff. And I'm also running out of YouTube video ideas, so if you guys want to comment stuff for me to make, let me know.